A very good morning, everyone, and it is good to be back, and we are back for good now. So I'm really glad to be able to speak to you all once again, all these loyal followers who are still following my videos. Massive shout out to you. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a bit what I've been doing for the past few weeks/months, and I'm going to be diving into what is now to come. So first of all, what have I been doing? Well, I've been working on myself a lot, working on my trading a lot, and building a very profitable and consistent track record. So as you guys can see on the right hand side, I have my FX Blue open over here. So I just removed the balance, equity, close profit, etc. just for privacy purposes. But as you can all see, it's a real account. And over the past few months, since January, I have been tracking my trading results. So as we can see at the moment, I've been doing a total return of around 17.1% over the last 8 months, with an average monthly return of 2%. So I've been very consistently trading these dollar pairs and gold. As we can see, it's been going pretty well. A lot of people may ask, well, why have you not been, let's say, striving for 5%? Well, slow and steady wins the race, guys. It's all about being consistent on a very long-term basis. And as you guys can see, I have been consistent for a continuous 9 months now. And yeah, for all the people out there asking questions, once again, show your FX Blue or show you on my FX book. This is a real account, real trading results. So I've got an average trade win percentage of 70%. As well, with a profit factor of 1.73, all extremely positive in my opinion. So I'm going to be working more on building a track record, and I'm very happy to also announce that I'm going to be doing vlogs, weekly vlogs. So I'm going to be taking you guys in my journey with me. So I'm currently in Dubai, in my Dubai office. I moved out here recently, and I am now pretty much ready to share you guys and bring you guys along on the journey. So now what is to come? I'm going to be launching algorithms which can pass trading challenges. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm going to be helping you guys pass your trading challenge and get funding. So more information is going to be dropped on this very, very soon, but I'm going to be bringing you guys again on the journey with this, showing you guys the verified results, being absolutely transparent and showing everything that myself as a profitable, consistent trader has been doing and is doing. So with that said, let's dive into today's weekly market outlook, because from now on, we're going to be doing one weekly outlook every single week. We're going to be dropping a vlog every single week, and I'm going to be dropping an educational video every week. So 3 videos in total. So with that said, let's dive in and see what the markets are going to be doing. So yeah, starting off, of course, with the dollar index. So the dollar index has been rising up in towards the upside. As we can see, we had this liquidity high located over here at about 109.294. Once we grab liquidity above that high, we can see, okay, straight away we saw a retracement. However, nothing really that strong. So at the moment, what am I waiting for or looking at? Well, as we can see over here on the weekly time frame, let me just dive into it. We've got this liquidity high located over here. So what happened? We took out that liquidity high on, what was it? The 1st of September, saw a straight drop, but nothing yet that significant. So I'm still waiting for a drop to occur because we have seen a break of structure on this high. Now waiting for a drop back down in towards the downside for, of course, logically a retracement, because after each break of structure, we do expect a retracement. So now I'm going to be waiting for a retracement back down into approximately this level of demand located over here, and at least this liquidity low located over there. When it's going to happen, I'm not sure, but all I know is that that is what I'm going to be waiting for before I get involved with, let's say, a dollar index trade. For the rest, just going in towards the weekly and even the monthly time frame, we can see that we're located inside of this ascending channel. So there is still room for us to move up higher. We even have this area of supply located all the way at the top at around 116.760. So in my opinion, the dollar index is still ready to rise further towards that top of the channel and even in towards that supply before seeing a potential correction. So yeah, that's a dollar index. Let's head over to Aussie dollar. So looking at Aussie dollar at this moment in time, let me just open the full screen. So Aussie dollar currently located in this obvious downtrend. So what we saw approximately towards the end of July was a breakout out of this descending trend line in towards the highs. So a lot of people then looking for a retest, of course, of the trend line to trade the retest of the trend line, or they would even draw their fib from, let's say, this low over here towards this high. However, for me, structure is still bearish, with this being the beginning of the impulse, this being the pullback in towards that 618/786 region, with a takeout of this liquidity high located over here, and after that we saw a further dumping towards the downside. Now we do have this area of demand which caused this trend line to break, so there is some demand, and I do expect there to be a potential pullback from this area of 0.67880. We already saw a pullback on Friday. Let me dive in towards the 4 hour for you guys. Yeah, over here we saw a pullback on the 1st and 2nd of September, push up. So there was some buying power, nothing really that significant. 4 hour is still not really that nice in my opinion, but I do expect there to be some form of a reaction. If we do see for the reaction, I will be looking for the pullback, but yeah, not the best pair at this moment in time. Just focusing on the daily for now, and the daily is telling me that there is potential for this bad boy to move further down in towards that 0.65290 region, which aligns with the 0.27 fib extension. So yeah, that's Aussie dollar. Then let's head over to euro dollar. So yeah, euro dollar, interesting one at the moment, currently grabbing liquidity underneath this swing low. So euro dollar is of course a bearish trend, very obvious bearish trend by the way. So at the moment, what is going on? So we saw a reaction from that 0.382 Fibonacci. Personally, I would prefer us to still take at this liquidity high located over here and tap in towards that supply before a real push downwards. Therefore, I would also not be a fan if this candle closes below this low, because then pretty much the setup for me is kind of screwed up. So I would prefer us to close above this low again, just this to be a liquidity grab, see it push up, take a liquidity, tap in towards supply, and then see the genuine drop. In the near future, however, I do, by the way, expect us to see one big push on your dollar, taking out all these short people who are going short, grab all their stop losses before seeing, let's say, continuation once again in towards the downside, because this trend line is just too beautiful not to get taken out. So that's euro dollar. Then pound dollar. So pound dollar, pretty boring pair as well. Pound dollar just dropping in towards this liquidity low of 1.14119 after that potential pullback as it grabbed liquidity. Just showing you guys what the weekly time frame has been doing, but this is just an obvious low which is going to get taken out. For the rest, nothing really interesting on pound dollar. We'll be waiting to see if we can get a pullback in the near future, but when pairs trade like this, it's just pretty hard to really get those nice movements, especially if you're like a 4 hour trader like myself. Then you much more prefer let's say market conditions which look similar to something like this, where you at least, let's say, get a tap back in towards these demand zones. But this at the moment, what's going on pound dollar is just too steep of price action to really get involved, therefore not really interested. So with that said, looking at dollar CAD now. So dollar CAD, what's going on there? Daily time frame overall is in a bullish trend. Waiting for dollar CAD to take out this liquidity high at 1.32237. Looking at the 4 hour at the moment, waiting for one more push in towards the downside to potentially take out that liquidity and tap in towards this demand zone before seeing that genuine push once again up higher. Just aiming for this liquidity high at least to get taken out before any potential corrections. So that is pretty much, sorry about that, I have to upgrade my premium trading view once again. That's pretty much what I'm waiting for, expecting further upside, but for the rest, not really very interesting. Just would want to be waiting for that. Then dollar Swiss. So yeah, dollar Swiss at the moment moving up in towards the highs. At the moment, we're still bullish. This was the bullish impulse. This all what we've got going on over here is just simply a correction. Had a nice kind of descending wedge which we broke out of. Now waiting for a potential pullback in towards this demand zone, which broke this descending trend line to then catch an additional long up in towards the upside. Pretty simple. Looking at the 4 hour at the moment, nothing interesting. So when these 4 hours look very boring, what I'm tending to do is just going in towards the 30 minute, because these 30 minutes often look a lot juicier. So for instance, over here, break of structure, here we have demand, tapping towards demand, beautiful long. Now over here we got, let's say, and if you want to be more aggressive, we just have this change of character with this wick break on this high, tap in towards this demand zone, and again, beautiful long. So what am I looking for at the moment? Well, currently price is stuck inside of this over here. So clearly we can see that the 75% mark is resistance, 75 or 25% mark is going to be your support. So I am waiting for a sell-off on dollar Swiss on the 30-minute, at least taking out this liquidity low at around 0.9777 before looking for potential high or long once again. Got some imbalance over here from where you could look for potential long. Just keep in mind that if you do want to trade this, the 4-hour is pretty overextended, and so is the daily. But I mean, if you look at this chart, that is pretty much how dollar CAD moves, pretty overextended over the past few months since April. But good to know is that there are very sudden reversals, so just keep that in mind. But I'll be keeping my eyes out for what's going to happen. Maybe one more long, just taking out this liquidity high located over here. So that pop down, pop up, and then, for instance, correction back down in towards 0.94507 before, let's say, a further long once again. So that's dollar CAD, then dollar yen. Sorry guys about this long video, but just really happy to showcase everything once again to you all. Dollar yen, nothing really on the board for me, waiting for a potential correction to take place. In the meantime, just keeping my eyes out for the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart at the moment is looking bearish with this break of structure. Then we have this break of structure, this break of structure, this break of structure. Now this is your high, this is your low, and this is your high, which reacted to this supply zone. So looking for potential for the downside, but again, not the cleanest of pairs. This was a trade that I took on, I think, Friday, and which I also shared with the group. But for the rest, just keeping my eyes out on this 4-hour if we do see a push down once again. Then, of course, gold. Gold is currently stuck in this range on the weekly time frame, waiting for it to pop below this liquidity at around 1676.9. So if we do see one more drop down, I will be looking for potential long. So guys, that was it for today. Thank you so much for once again tuning in to this video. If you have any questions about what we're doing at the moment, just make sure to pop into my DM. More than happy to help you guys out. Make sure to send me the message on Telegram, by the way. And a lot more is coming. Thanks guys, wish you all a fantastic week, and speak to you around mid of this week once again. Thanks guys.